As Eve mentioned, I'm Gerardx264. My name is Gerardx264, and I'm the leader of the New Canadian Media Professionals Network. And I came 2.5 years ago to Canada, and it took me like 6 months to gather all the information. What are the media organizations out there? How can I network? The concept of networking was new to me. And at that time, I decided that I gathered all this information, and along the way, I met other internationally trained journalists as well. And I decided it would be good to pass along this information to others so that they can have a better starting point than me or whoever came before me. And at that time, but just by coincidence, I was introduced to the Mennonite New Life Center. They had a call out for immigrant writers for their magazine, which I will be talking about in a few minutes. So I connected to them, and that's how I knew about them. And in a few months after that, NCMP was formed. As Eve mentioned, it's less than a year old. In 2 days, it will be 1 year when I was at Gerardx offices applying for PINS membership, which I quickly got. Thank you. So before talking about NCMP, what we did in this 1 year, it's a modest experience. We don't have, like, as Arek, 10-year-old history. Hopefully we will have. So I just want to very briefly tell how the Mennonite Center got involved. They had many clients, maybe by chance, I don't know, mostly Latin Americans, who had journalism backgrounds. So they organized few workshops and networking events, like 3 or 4, between 2008 and 2011. But they were just like random events and activities. There was no planned, like structured planning. And out of these workshops, there were two strong interests that emerged. Like one, to have a platform where immigrant journalists can make their voices heard. So, and second, to have a structured network which can follow up and direct all immigrant journalists to whatever they need to do or they can do to make their integration here into life and into society and workforce easier. So for the first need, the center applied for a grant, and they started publishing New Voices twice a year. And for every issue, 4 immigrant writers used to write about political and social issues which affected immigrant life here. And for the second one, I cooperated a lot with the center for over a few months till we drafted the mission and the objectives of the network and applied for Gerardx membership. And actually, because of the center, we were connected to Gerardx. They gave us kind of the cover. So that's how NCMP was born. So the mission of the network is very briefly to see who's out there who has a media background. We tried to broaden a bit the spectrum and include not just journalists, but anyone who has worked in media. Because the numbers are small, so we need to be together. And the network wanted to act as a voice for immigrants with media backgrounds, create opportunities for networking, capacity building, training, and hopefully developing media projects as well, and seek opportunities or places where they can profile their skills and experience international. And this is a business angle which should be interesting to many Canadian companies and organizations, where newcomers who can write and who know to tell stories, they can help them to connect to diverse ethnic population of Canada. And as well, our main aim is to promote the integration of immigrant journalists and media professionals to mainstream Canadian organizations. We don't aim to integrate them to ethnic. They don't need our help to connect to their ethnic communities. And we are advocating for internship, volunteering, and other opportunities because almost there's none. Even if you want, that's one of my discoveries, there are very limited opportunities which should be increased. and see where training and capacity building opportunities lie, which we can take benefit of, and PINS is one of them. And another point which is important, and the Mennonite Center insisted that it will be included in the mission, to promote and support entrepreneurial media projects if the members had. It's good to ask others to give work, but sometimes it's better to have the work ourselves as well. So as I said, anybody who has who has worked for a media organization can be a member, from a graphic designer who has worked for a TV station, to a radio announcer, to a blogger. We want to help anyone who has, and we check them that at least they have published work or they have programs that they have prepared. And in return of being active with the network, they get, as I said, the networking opportunities, connections with people who work in the Canadian mainstream media, and professional development workshops. We have a mailing list and a newsletter where we circulate some job opportunities, volunteering opportunities, some industry news through our social media channels as well. And we didn't have any paid events yet, but if we have, they will have a reduced fee. And they will have the opportunity to write in new voices as well, at least twice a year. And we're working on a website where we can make the process of being a member and being profiled and found in search easier, because many newcomers, as you know, will have limited resources, and it's hard for them to have their own website, so we want to give them at least one page. So in this past 12 months, we had some few events. We had an event about freelance writing, which is a new concept to some immigrant writers. It was new to me, where we had an editor and a member from the Professional Writers Association of Canada talk and explain the idea. And we had one about education. Many of us want to go back to school, but they don't know, should they take continuing education, should they go to master's, or which program is the best. That was a good event for that one. We had an internationally trained journalist who works now for the Financial Post. So he was a very good example of someone who had made an achievement. So he told us about his experience. Another big project where we collaborated with the center was the latest issue of New Voices. It was dedicated to a Canadian experience. It was a collaboration between UFT, the Mennonite Center, TRIAC, and some few other organizations. So all the 4 articles were about Canadian experience from different perspectives, and each one of us wrote one article. And then the issue was presented in a special panel at the UFT in the presence of the Human Rights Commissioner and about 200 members. So it was a very good opportunity to profile the experience of some of the members. Another experience was, it was a challenge actually for us as well that we tackled. The center, the Mennonite Center, in past December, they decided to do to be creative and make use of videos. Videos are very trendy now and very efficient. So they wanted to do their fundraising campaign on multiple platforms. So it was done through collaboration with NCMP, where the same stories were prepared in writing and in video and in print. Like they were online and in print and in video. And to do this, the challenge was we were not a business, so how to deal with that? So a business was created for that, and it's called New Horizons Media, which is an unofficial arm of NCMP, if we can put it in that terms, mainly to do this work and to help other community partners as well. So it was a good opportunity to get paid. Of course, it's not a big price. It's not the market price. It's just honorarium, but it was a good activity. As was mentioned before, through Gerardx and through the pins, we were able to get access officially to the media partners of Gerardx, CBC. So Gerardx helped us to draft an internship proposal and pitch it to the CBC. They are still discussing it. They themselves acknowledge that it's a challenge for them working with us. They need to address that challenge, and we're waiting for that. Another opportunity through Gerardx as well was connecting with Show Media, and they are very interested in collaborating, and they want to they already embrace diversity, and they want to collaborate and reach out to the communities through NCMP. So we're promised a lot of events and activities, and there's a lot of potential there. We were able, one of our other goals was connecting to media organizations, Canadian. So we got connected to PWAC, and they are studying to organize an international writers seminar for next year, which NCMP will be a co-partner. One of our members is writing for Prepare for Canada as well about newcomer success stories. Some of them are PIN members. And we have an interest from a new emerging initiative as well, New Canadian Media, to collaborate with some NCMP members. Moving forward, we have, I'll just go over them briefly. We want to have the website up and running. We are helping the center to expand New Voices magazine into the online and include video and the new tools of media and improve circulation. Working with Gerardx and the Canadian media organizations, we want to have a permanent mentoring program. We will make use of the existing ones, but we want to have it as a permanent program so that whenever a media professional comes, a newcomer, we can just match the person with whoever can be a mentor to them. One of our ambitious projects as well is working with a college or university in the GTA to have a journalism or a media bridging program and an occupation-specific language training program, which might include as well communications and PR, because they are alternative sectors. And activate our outreach as well. One of the things we discovered that collaborating with settlement agencies is very helpful to get the word out and reach out to newcomer media professionals, because they are on the front line and we don't have funding to the advertising campaigns. So we want to improve and activate this front. And we want to be the starting point. We don't want to be an organization ourselves. We don't want to compete with any other existing organization. We just want to be the starting point where we can lead the person to places where they can get their help instead of wasting time and money and something else. Just in 2 minutes, I want to pass some few points which the Mennonite Center has learned from its work with us and with another PIN which deals with mental health. So they have supported these two, or they are supporting these two networks through securing location, like venues for events, through supporting their leadership and entrepreneurship projects. Because this collaboration kind of makes them innovate in new areas of programming, learn new things, benefit from the skills of these newcomer professionals to meet some of their needs, because as most nonprofits, the center has limited resources as well. So it's kind of a win-win situation, like the example I gave for fundraising videos. And one major lesson which other new settlement agencies can learn as well, that you have to evaluate at the start that what's your niche or what's your area of expertise, so that based on that you can decide who to help, why, and one area is that needs to be considered. that might be problematic. It wasn't in our case, but it might be in other networks' case. Who owns what? If there are collaborations, and where the expectations as well. What the professional immigrant network expects from the settlement agency, and what the agency expects, or what has to provide to the network. And it was very helpful, like for NCMP, it was very helpful to have this collaboration with the Mennonite Center. Otherwise, we couldn't have existed. As you know, we don't have any funding, so they provide us with locations in any of the civic centers. It's a big thing for us. They provide some venues to do our meetings as well, to connect us with organizations like Gerardx, and it's different when I approach Gerardx as having the support of a settlement agency than if I approach just by myself. This is in brief about NCMP. I'll be happy to answer any questions if you have. Thank you.